I'm Jeff Cohn, and thank you very much for being with us today on the Mayor's Corner. I am delighted to be here with Mayor Joseph Roudez as we conduct the two-year review of all of the great things that he and his administration have achieved over the last 2 years. How are you, Mayor?
I'm doing fine, Jeff. Good to see you, man. We're getting good to see you, and we're getting one day closer to actually doing some things in person again. Can you believe
Without
it?
a mask, without a mask.
Well, I'm a little hesitant about that. I'll proceed with caution, still wearing mine cautiously, even though I'm vaccinated.
Yeah, we're both vaccinated, and the great work that you brought Dr. Covert on to talk about, and hopefully that had an impact. I know it had an impact on me. So we're here today to talk about 2 years in review. There's been a lot of great things that's taken place. Many people that I've spoken to that live in the village and around the village are just ecstatic about a lot of the positive activities within the village. And so I'm just delighted just to be here with you today, Mayor, to talk about some of the things that's been taking place. So we're going to just jump right in and talk about the town hall meeting. Mayor, you seem to be a very, very transparent public official, publishing quarterly newsletters, updates, and town hall every 6 months. And you to keep your residents up to date, which is outstanding. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to be a part of your team, is because what you say, you do. And then you come and tell people what's been done. Tell us about June 12th that's coming up, and what is the town hall meeting going to be about?
Well, June 12th will be our first town hall meeting of 2021. As you guys may remember or may not remember, it is our intention to have a town hall meeting every spring going into the summer months and every fall going into the winter months, to just have a conversation with the residents, hear some of their questions, let them voice their concerns, and also give them confidence and let them know what direction that we're moving forward in as we continue to move forward in the community. So there are going to be some topics about regarding the Hickok pool, some discussions regarding aqua water. What's the status? Where are we today with aqua water? Economic development, street resurfacing, village finances, which are extremely important. Getting a stability in our finances is important. And just hearing what the residents would like to see. One of the main topics that we really need to discuss is the park district or park and recreation, because right now we're absent from any one of those bodies. So, and that's just the need that we have to fulfill. So a lot of things will be going on at the town hall meeting. The residents, my department heads will be present, and the residents will have a question to answer them and get to see some of the people that actually work behind the scenes in the village hall. So I'm looking for a fantastic town hall meeting. And at the same time, right after the town hall meeting, there's going to be a garage sale in the parking lot at the mayor's office. So prayerfully, the good Lord will bless us with fantastic weather. We can come out of the town hall meeting with some of the residents to have better understanding, with a clear focus on delivering services back to the community. So that's what we should expect at the town hall meeting.
And that's going to take place on June 12th. And is it going to be in the parking lot again?
Yes, it will be in the parking lot of 90 Town Center. Yes.
Good. The first one that you did last fall was a great turnout. You had many dignitaries in state, federal, state, and local leadership that came, and many of the residents came out on that day as well. So it's going to be, a very positive opportunity to update your residents on many things that's taking place.
Yeah, and it's very important to me to hear from them.
Good.
Hear from
You know,
them.
the other thing that's outstanding is that the village of University Park actually was acknowledged and won the governor's hometown award. Congratulations on that, on your administration winning that award. What actually went into winning that award?
Well, Jeff, first of all, I'd like to say thank you, and I'm very proud to represent the village as their mayor when we received such a prestigious award from the state of Illinois as the Governor's Hometown Award. Jeff, there was actually nothing that we intended on doing or planning on doing. This wasn't something that we were doing for notoriety,
Okay.
but for years, our town hall, our town center was abandoned. It was broken. It was in disrepair, and it had deferred maintenance in it. And in our small community of 7,000 people, that's similar to most people downtown. That is in the center of our community, a valuable piece of real estate. So we were fortunate enough to revitalize the parking lot, stripe it up, clean up some of the empty storefronts, and actually start promoting renters to come on in. So as we move forward, somehow somebody recognized us and nominated us to the state of Illinois. And the state of Illinois did their research, and we received a letter and saying we were nominated to receive a governor's hometown award. And then after a conversation and a presentation with their board, a couple of weeks later, we were actually awarded. And
Nice.
if I'm not mistaken, we're only one of two out of 26 minority communities in the state of Illinois that was received this prestigious award. And this will be the first time in the village's inception that we've ever had a governor's hometown award, which means great opportunities, which also brings us signage on the I-57 and saying University Park is a governor hometown award winner.
Nice.
But what it does, but it also drives economic growth and development, because what company wouldn't want to be in a community that's recognized by the state of Illinois for doing great things? So it's a win-win for all. And right now, sometimes we might not understand or realize the magnitude of what the award really means and symbolizes, but in the future, it would put a feather in our cap, and it's just another great accomplishment for the village of University Park. So I'm proud to be the mayor, and it didn't happen by myself. As usual, my board of trustees have been 100% supportive in the revitalization projects. So without the team, no dream. So I again applaud my board of trustees, my city manager, and all of the moving pieces that had the understanding and the support that was necessary to get this town center revitalized. And we're not finished yet with the town center. So yeah,
Good.
that's what got us the award, town center revitalization and economic opportunities, by bringing in the Amazon and creating our local economy by bringing in jobs.
I love it. Congratulations again. That's outstanding. And I know that you are as proud as a peacock, and, just really building the brand, the Village of University Park's brand. And that is a really big brand builder right there for you, and something big to be on the resume. So congratulations again. But, over the last 2 years, it has not been a walk in the park, for you and your leadership, your administration. What has been some of the biggest challenges you have faced as the mayor over the last 2 years in the Village of University Park?
That's a great question, Jeff. Well, outside of the number one challenge is outside the number one challenge of doing things in a different perspective and in an aggressive, more business mannerism as my form of leadership, and not always repeating and doing things in the past. My saying is, we're moving forward now. The rearview mirror is just a small picture. The big picture is now how we can move forward and collaboratively work together as a community and as in a region. So day one, I got sworn in May 14th, 2019. June 23rd, 24th, I got a knock on my door from Aqua Water representatives stating that there was a water crisis in our community, and our water system had been compromised with lead in the water. Now, I admit I'm a pretty seasoned former trustee who sat there for 12 years. have gone through an extensive amount of training and emergency preparedness and a variety of legislative things, but there is no training on how to deal with the lead water crisis when there's so many people, lives involved. And as we all know, no bit of lead ingested is healthy. It's extremely
Exactly.
unhealthy. But through the grace of God, he knew these things were coming and he placed me in place to deal with it. And I thank all the pastors, our First Baptist Church pastor, Reggie Williams, and the people down at Faith Movers, Moses Herring, Ben Chambers, and their staff, and even our new pastor, Dr. Aldridge, Sean Aldridge, that's in town. We all have been working collaboratively and showing the best that we can for our residents. So that was number one challenge. Number two, my, our audits, Jeff, weren't up to date, and our finances were kind of in disarray.
Okay.
So when I walked into the office, our audits were only done up to 2014. Yet this was 2019 when I get elected. But it's no need of saying anything bad about the things that happened in the past. We must continue to bridge that gap because I represent not just my supporters, but my opposition as well. They all get the fair and equal treatment. So
There you go.
moving forward, we've got a team going and we're advocating to make sure that things go in a positive direction. So we're fortunate enough to get years 15, 16, 17, and 18 done in this short amount of time since I've been in office. Now, these are our financial audits. And not to mention today here, and we have 19 is 85 to 90% complete. And I would think that by the end of the year, we'll be fully complete and up to date with all of our financial audits. What's important about our audits, and sometimes people don't understand the infrastructure or the foundation of government. Now we're going to be able to get into certain programs. We're grant eligible again. We're able to seek funding for motor fuel taxes. We're able to get those funds again and start attacking some of the roads that have been in disrepair for over years. We're able to get things back up and going, and we're able to get renovations at our Regal Farm and our Pine Lake. So getting the audits up to date and our financial status back up was extremely important. When I came in, we had our credit rating was horrendous. Our bond rating was a negative. Now our credit rating has extremely shot up, and our bond rating has greatly improved to the positive, from out of the red into the black. We were able to close out bond debt from 1998, bond debt from 2002, and finally close Tier 4 and pay all of the taxing bodies and finally get get things squared away from things that have been for so long. So we've really been busy trying to get the foundation right. Yeah, and I know there's some mistakes may be made. There's some things that might have been overlooked, but overall, those things are going to happen. But we're actually doing things to correct the negative things and the blight, and we're working on changing the way that people look at our great community in University Park. So that's why the audits were so important, Jeff.
That is just outstanding. And I really wish that people listening and watching could grasp the significance of compressing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. 5 years in completing those audits within what, a year and a half time frame or so, or just
18, 19 months. That was the task, because in order to deliver the things that I want our residents to have,
right,
the amenities to be up to par, that's the heartbeat of our community, or our finances.
Absolutely. So I really want to just, really take my hat off. I know that you cut your teeth on the water, but to get your money right, is really important, because you can't do anything without having that financial base. So and it's really important to see that you all have done that work. But also, I think that from the water crisis, you have been you know, you were negotiating and working with Aqua Water, but also you've challenged them to do the right thing as well on the behalf of the village as well.
Absolutely. Don't we deserve fair and equal treatment? Water being 68% of our body, it's important that we ensure that we have clean, fresh drinking water. My stance has not changed since our fall town hall meeting. I am still pounding the concrete. We are in conversations, but due to the legality of what's going on, there's very limited conversation I would have in public because I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize any opportunity that the village has to advance itself and get this problem corrected. So, yeah, I can say that we're still on the battlefield. That's for sure.
Good. All right. But you know, out of your two big challenges, to whom much is given, much is expected. So you had to take that for the team and make sure that it was moved forward. And my hat's off. But are you saying that to your stakeholders that I want to be clear on this? Your goal is by the end of 2021 to have 19, 20 and the 21 audits completed, or 19 and 20 completed?
I would say 19 and 20, because as I stated, 19 is 80 to 85% complete, and they're going to start attacking 19 immediately. So yeah,
And
we're
20.
moving on it. It's vitally important. I
Good.
mean, yeah.
All right, well, good. Most of the things that you said that you're gonna do, we come back and you check the box off at some point in time, I would say, right?
I would say so. I mean, I'm serious about those things because they're important to not just to me, but to the members of our community in the Southland region. I don't just represent the community, I represent the Southland region. And when I go outside of our community, I have to make sure that the village has a great look and great representation. So it's important to have our financial house in order.
Well, you mentioned the team makes the dream work. How important are relationships in government in helping to achieve your goals? How important are those relationships that you've helped to nurture from a governance standpoint and from a community standpoint?
So Jeff, listen, in government and the high levels of corporate America, relationships are all that we have. It's not always on what you know, it's almost basically who you know. It's really great to be in a position where we have established relationships with people who can help our communities by picking up a phone call and having direct access. It's very, very important to be able to call up a state rep or a state senator or a congresswoman and say, hey, this is Joe. This is what's going on in town. I need your assistance. Those things don't happen overnight. Those things are things that are something that's built on over communication, on being honorable of your word, being on time when you're supposed to be there, speaking in a positive perspective, and just being a genuinely good, open, and honest person. It means a lot to those that we seek out. It means a lot to our developers that come into our community to build. It's a matter of trust and understanding. Relationship, Jeff, I wouldn't been able to do half of the things in these first 2 years without relationships that were established in the past, without being a business friendly mayor. Business does not have to be in a hostile environment. And people say, well, this is business and it has to be in a mean and demonic way. No, it's time to drop that, be open, honest, and transparent, build up relationships. Because this mayor seat, it's important. It's really important right now to represent the people in a positive perspective. And during our water crisis, COVID-19, civil unrest, with all the things that's going on with the police department, police reform, and all the unjust killings and things that's going on, you got to have good, solid relationships in order to survive nowadays, you know? Even with some of the people that say, hey, our money didn't come from the county yet because COVID has affected everybody and everybody's getting like installment payment on their taxes and they're getting to do other things. So, you know, when you have relationships with certain people, you're able to say, okay, well, we understand that what the climate is, and we'll work with you. And that's important. That's how we succeed today.
Good. So it's good to watch new relationships being formed and solidified in the village, because um, governance, local governance is an important part of the business climate as well. And when local people are working together and business communities see that, so that goes a long way into getting new deals also and building and attracting people to the community.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And with the resurgence of the minority communities in the Southland starting to get empowered with creating their own local economy,
Right.
uh, our Amazon here in University Park, our neighbors, Sheila's down in Matteson, and our other colleague, Roger over in Markham, has created a great economy here in the Southland. And but you know, by creating that great economy and creating the jobs and stuff, you know, we run into some problems right now. And as a mayor, you know, I'm gonna have many challenges and many problems, but I've never had this problem and before. What I'm experiencing now, Jeff, I'm experiencing more jobs than people.
All
And
right.
and and what a great problem to have.
That's a glass 3/4 full. So, one of the things that some people may look at as a problem is the bill to redistrict your area. Um, and which in University Park may be affected by this redistricting that's taking place. What would you like to share with your viewing audience about the redistricting of this area and UP being potentially affected by it?
Well, not just will University Park be affected. I've been paying very close attention. I've even given testimony on the redistricting, on protecting our interests here in University Park. And actually, it's a good thing after what our legislators in Springfield do. They do an analysis and they look at the totality and they want to make sure that everyone is being served equally and that some districts aren't expanded too far out of the way and some aren't too close. So it's actually a good thing. But what I've learned from redistricting, it also gives me another mindset on basically on my community. It is after just research, in my opinion, that I think that our community has been underserved in the form of government that we have. Because the way it goes right now, we have our trustees, but every trustee can actually live on the same single block. So how does that represent all the areas and the different precincts in our community?
Okay.
Everybody runs at large. I want the people to seriously consider just thinking about doing things in a different way. I'm sure we're all heard the old cliche, you know, doing the same thing and expecting different results. Well, let's explore maybe while the state of Illinois is doing redistricting, let's explore breaking our community down into precincts where people are voted in and elected by precincts or by wards. Actually, it's basically set up that way now, but our elections are voted on at large. But the advantage of being in the precinct and the ward, and maybe say our largest ward would maybe have 2 representatives,
Okay.
but then everyone is spread it out equally yoked within the community. Everyone would have a responsibility within their ward. I believe that our town will get cleaned up a lot faster, a lot more efficiently, because now you have elected officials that are placed in, say, precinct 6, precinct 7, who want to stay in office. And the only way that they stay in office is now that there's some sense of accountability to the residents. So now, if I'm a person in the precinct, you can say, well, I have clean and fresh roads, and we have less abandoned homes, and we have adequate lighting, and our housing stock is really, really good, and our area looks extremely well. So if you think of that concept, and you spread it through all the 7 precincts in University Park, doesn't it get cleaned up a lot faster, a lot more efficient? Doesn't it provide the residents accountability? Because now they know that this is my trustee that's in precinct 7. This is my trustee or a council person that's in precinct 5 or in 2. Now I have a person I can actually go to and understand what's going on. And now I actually get the value of my tax dollars. I think that's the way that we should actually start looking, because any other way in today's climate, people just live in our communities 24/7, 365. The time has come now to stop cheating our residents on what they deserve. There's no such thing as an effective part-time city councilman, trustee, mayor. Thank God that I'm able to do this 35, 40 hours a week to put in the time. The only way we're going to get results, the only way we're going to be able to deliver our goods and services to our residents is to put a full-time concerted effort where people can come and have communication and depend on us. So I think the redistricting is good. I thought this was a great question. I thought it was a great opportunity to get the message out, to just open up our mind. The town of University Park has been here 50 plus years and has continued to operate in the same fact and still want to have different results. Let's do something different, people. Just think about it. Let's talk about it. Let's start the conversation. It's the most effective form of government that produces to the people. And that's all I'm about, is producing services for the residents. So
and is that something that would have to go on the ballot, or how would that actually come to fruition?
If the maps are drawn out, and they would have to go to a public referendum.
Okay.
But and the residents would have to vote on it. But they get something for their tax dollars. And I'm the mayor, and I'm fortunate enough that I can be put in the time that's necessary. No resident wants to hear I go to work at a full-time job somewhere else and I come to 2 meetings and I represent them. They deserve better. They deserve better than that. And I'm here to give it to them.
All right, great. Well, good. Hopefully, this is just the beginning of that conversation, and only time will tell to see if the how the democratic process bears out as it relates to the residents of the village wanting to do that. So we'll keep a close eye on that. So, Mayor, you've got a big job fair coming up in the near future as well, with the pandemic causing so many job losses. University Park seems to be bucking that trend and actually doing things that other towns are not having the ability to do. And so you got a job fair coming up that you seem to be pretty excited about as well. When will the job fair take place, and what is the job fair?
This job fair will take place June 22nd, 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock p.m. in the parking lot here at the mayor's office. Again, this is a relationship job fair. I was approached by Will County Workforce Development and see if we want to partner and create a job fair. Well, when it comes to the jobs and opportunities for people to make a decent living close to home, close to their family, more time, less time on the road, more family time. Well, I was 100% in. So it's going to be a pop-up job fair. Right now, there are 12 to 13 vendors already aim to go. Some coming from our own industrial park, including our Amazon and Vemba, Clorox, and others. Fantastic job. So I look forward to the job fair. I look forward to continuing working with the Workforce Development in Will County. And I thank you again for them thinking of me and my community.
Right. And so will people from outside the village be welcome to attend the job fair?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, this is the Southland region. We're working to be one big family. What one community may not have, the next one will. So absolutely, all is welcome.
Good. Excellent. So we'll come back hopefully and get some positive results on that the next time we do the Mayor's Corner. I'm anxious to see how many people actually show up. People are always talking about opportunities, but let's see if the people actually come out and take advantage of this particular job fair.
Absolutely.
Hey, Mayor, you have also been focusing on the street resurfacing and sidewalks. And you had got the metro tracks done and cleaned up that area. There were some of the streets inside the community that have been done as well. Tell us about your plans to clean up some of the rest of the village's streets and sidewalks going forward for the rest of the year.
Well, fortunately, Jeff, we were just able to get Farmview Road completely resurfaced. But if you don't know, Farmview Road is an extremely large road. It starts on Black Hawk and it ends up almost onto Western Avenue. We were fortunate enough to get Farmview Road done. But you know, there are some other streets in disrepair that cost an extensive a lot of money. Abbott Lane, Amherst Lane, those streets have not been touched since the 80s. I rest assure you, residents, those streets are not going to be neglected, and we will get those streets done. If I'm not mistaken, there are certain parts of Abbott that we may be able to get done this spring, summer of 2021. But there is a plan in place to completely revitalize and get Abbott and Amherst, Black Hawk, Burnham, and all the other streets in town that have had the deferred maintenance and have been neglected. So, and the formula is, Jeff, what people don't understand, why Farmview was able to get fixed, because the damage wasn't as bad as it is on some of the other streets, such as Amherst and Abbott Lane. The core under the bottom wasn't bad, so it was able to get stripped and resurfaced.
Okay.
On Abbott and Amherst, unfortunately, those streets have collapsed underneath in certain points. The sewer systems and all. So there's probably like a 1.2 million, 1.5 million per street to get those fixed. But you know, where there's a will, there's a way. And for the people who know me and those who may not know me, I'm very persistent and I don't quit. I ran for this seat 4 times before I got it. So persistence pays off, and I will not let you down. And I know that you guys are looking around and saying, well, you're getting all of these other streets done, and you're getting the town center revitalized. We greatly appreciate it. But Mr. Mayor, don't forget about us. Don't forget about the people here on Amherst and Abbott Lane. And just a message to those people, I won't, and I will fulfill those promises and pledges to get your streets done. And again, I thank you for your patience. I've only been here 2 years, but your voices are not neglected, and I feel your pain. I drive down those streets all times of days and nights, and it's like a battlefield in some areas. So it's not neglected. We're working on the financial plan. Again, tying back to those audits, it's extremely important to get the audits done, to make sure that we can get the appropriate funding, not just from the state, but we're searching other resources to also get funding to get those streets that are in disrepair done. And we're going to start addressing getting those trees cut down as well. So those things that I pledged, I don't even think I spoke about trees in my campaign, but you know, you can't help but notice them. So when we need to start a plan, we've got the equipment now. We're going to get our public works and people to get those trees, start getting them down, and start planting new siblings, you know?
Yep. So, there you go.
Yeah. So
get the stakeholders, get the residents involved in a tree planting campaign, and take their minds off of some of the things that are just remaining to be done, which are in progress. Sometimes people just need to be focused on doing something positive. So like you've been doing, so just redirect their energy, because many of the things that you said you're going to do, you have done, you know, and that's the thing about people. They often forget very quickly. So it's hard to just keep reminding them. And that's part of the purpose of your Mayor's Corner, is to make sure that they hear what you said you're going to do, and then that things are getting done, and hopefully they can see it. And from what I see, Mayor, people are actually talking about it. People are saying positive things about the village of University Park, the golf course, and you know, Metra, you know, the crossing at Cicero, and you know, Amazon, and just all the, like, a lot of the neat things that are taking place in the village. And it's just real exciting to see. So congratulations on that. I know as a mayor, you've led the Village of Trustees, you've worked with them, but I personally want to thank you for making sure that this jewel is being repolished and put back in its proper place.
with Jeff, thanks. Listen, you know, when you take this seat as the mayor, it's like automatically walking around with a bullseye, because I take a lot of scrutiny, a lot of criticism from some of the residents who may not just understand. And they say horrible things about me sometimes. And sometimes there could be some very, very low moments. But, you know, I take it with a grain of salt, because I know that they're not mad at me. They've
Right.
just been frustrated. And they just want to have a nice community. And they might not understand the process.
Sure.
So sometimes it could be a little lonely sometimes. But boy, if you just see one smiling senior citizen, you see one smiling baby, you see one shovel in the ground, you see one glimmer of hope, it's well worth it to me. And I will continue to work hard for the residents of this community.
There you go. And you know, your residents, hopefully they will acknowledge it over time. But it looks like your colleagues have acknowledged you in terms of the South Suburban Mayors and Managers appointment that you've got. It seems that your hard work over the last 2 years has paid off for you in terms of you're being acknowledged by the South Suburban Mayors and Managers Association through a unique appointment. You want to share what that appointment is?
Well, you know, what's today's date, Jeff?
Today is May the 20th.
All right, well, listen to this. It's funny that you say that. I was just notified last night that I'm going to be nominated to be from South Suburban Mayors and Management to be the representative for SSMA as the Will County at large representative for all of Will County, representing South Suburban Mayors and Management.
Oh, nice.
I haven't accepted the nomination yet, but rumor has it that I'm going to accept the nomination, and that happens at 6 o'clock this evening. And so it's an honor. I don't do this to, as you know, it's hard to get things out of me on what I'm doing and bragging on saying that I've done this and I've done that. I just want to be a humble servant, and I guess someone is paying attention. So I will be honored to serve if I accept the nomination this evening at 6 o'clock. And when I got that call, I also got a call from Will County, from the Will County Governmental League. And I've also been nominated to be the vice president for the Will County Governmental League. And that nomination process takes on Monday. So these things are happening, and I don't know where they're coming from. I just say it's not me. Fortunately, I feel like I'm a tool that God is working through. And I'll just say thank you for those who acknowledge me and the efforts that it takes to change the mindset and move our communities forward. So thanks, Jeff. I don't know how you found out about that.
I'll be at the meeting tonight.
All right.
Well, congratulations. And you know, you've been doing some really positive things along with some of the other leaders in the South Suburbs, as you've acknowledged. It's really exciting. We are just a region that is being rebirthed, if you will. And there's a renaissance taking place, and I am just excited. And there's something big just south of you that's going to be taking place very soon in the near future that's going to have even bigger impact on the village of University Park. And so that'll be fun to talk to you about that in the future. So Mayor, congratulations to a great 2 years and a lot of hard work, a lot of success. But as you said, there's more to come. It has just been a delight to be with you on this ride. And as we conclude, I'll allow you the last word on this edition of the Mayor's Corner.
I'd just like to say to my residents, thank you, residents. Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be able to serve as your mayor here in the village of University Park. I humbly thank you for this opportunity, and I ask you to continue support. Thank you so much. Thanks, Jeff. That's it for me.
All right, Mayor, thank you very much. Thank you for being with us today. I'm delighted to host the Mayor's Corner with Mayor Joseph Roudez. This concludes this edition of the Mayor's Corner. Thank you very much. God bless.
Good night.